Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world or whatever time you'll be watching this video. Now, guys, can you imagine that an immigration scam in Canada does not lead the consultant to jail? Let's get into it. He promised people a future in Canada, a better life, a faster path, a guaranteed opportunity. But behind the scenes, investigators say it was all built on lies. And when it finally unraveled, the punishment shocked many. No prison, no bars, just a sentence served in the community. So the question is, did justice actually happen here? Now, in Saskatchewan, Canada, a province heavily reliant on immigration to support its workforce, trust in the system is everything. But according to federal investigators, that trust was exploited. Authorities say the accused operated within an immigration-related network, advising foreign nationals on how to enter Canada, not by following the rules, but by bending them. The scheme allegedly involved misrepresenting employment information, including fake job letters, falsified documents, and misleading applications. And for the people involved, this wasn't just paperwork. It was their future on the line. Now, the investigation didn't happen overnight. In fact, it started years earlier when border officers noticed something unusual. An abnormal spike in immigration applications tied to a specific organization. And that's when the Canada Border Services Agency, or the CBSA, stepped in. Investigators uncovered a pattern. Applicants were being coached, meaning that they were told what to say, what documents to submit, and how to appear legitimate, even when the jobs they claimed to have didn't exist at all. This wasn't just a mistake. Under Canadian law, this falls under counseling misrepresentation, which is a serious offense under the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act. Now let's pause for a second because this matters. Under Section 126 of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, it is illegal to encourage or help someone provide false information in an immigration application. And this includes fake employment records, false sponsorship claims, misleading documents. And the consequences? In serious cases, this can lead to fines, criminal records, and even jail time. So when this case reached the courts, many expected a harsh sentence. But that's not what happened. In July 2026, the court delivered its decision. The accused received a conditional sentence of 2 years less a day, a $10,000 fine, and community service. Now, what does a conditional sentence mean? This means no jail time. Instead, the sentence is served in the community, often under strict conditions like curfews and supervision. Legally, this type of sentence is typically reserved for offenders who are not considered a danger to the public. But here's where things got complicated. Now, to understand this outcome, You have to understand how Canadian sentencing works. Judges don't just punish, they weigh multiple factors: the severity of the crime, the offender's intent, whether they pleaded guilty, and whether jail is necessary for public safety. In cases like this, courts often accept joint submissions, which are agreements between prosecutors and defense lawyers. And when a guilty plea is entered, it can significantly reduce sentencing. Still, critics argue this raises a bigger picture. If someone manipulates the immigration system, impacting real lives and public trust, should they avoid jail entirely? This is not an isolated case. Across Saskatchewan and Canada, authorities have been cracking down on immigration fraud. In one investigation, officials found dozens of falsified applications submitted to federal authorities. In another case, an unlicensed consultant took money from clients and provided fake documents, triggering enforcement under provincial law. The government has even introduced stronger legislation like Saskatchewan's Immigration Services Act. This is to protect newcomers from exploitation. Because at its core, this isn't just about paperwork. It's about people being misled and a system being used. So here's the real question. Was this justice or a warning sign? On one hand, the law was applied, the offender was convicted, and penalties were imposed. On the other, no prison time for a scheme involving deception in a system millions rely on. And that leaves Canadians asking, where should the line be drawn? What do you think, my viewers? Should crimes like this lead to jail time, or is rehabilitation the right approach? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want more real, unfiltered breakdowns of stories like this, subscribe to the channel. Because sometimes the story isn't just what happened, it's what that means. Thank you for listening. Catch you on the next one.